Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Nioh 2 on the Mysterious CG, and this funny thing happened. At the end of the last video, I declared my intention to go play a Twilight mission off-screen, just to level up and get cool items and not show it on screen. But when I got into the Twilight mission, it's like a new map that we haven't seen before. So I've kind of played through the level, and I've actually grinded quite a bit. As you can see, I'm cosplaying as Hideyoshi. This is like the story of this LP. I keep doing shit tons of off-screen grinding. It's gotten ridiculous now, because we're now at level 73, way higher than we are supposed to be at this point. But the main reason for that is I was grinding here, and I found places where, oh, okay, I can get to a shrine and fight some enemies in relative safety and get back to the shrine and get blah, blah, blah. They started dropping set items that I didn't have. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to complete all the sets before I finish this level. The merchant's robe in particular, I must have had at least a dozen of the fucking merchant pants and merchant headbands and merchant shoes and merchant armbands before I finally got the merchant robes to drop. So I spent hours, and I was having fun. I was watching other LPs and doing stuff. I'm not angry, but I spent so much time grinding before those merchant robes finally dropped that I kind of got a surprising amount of experience before they finally did drop. But the Merchant's Appetite for Ascension set, the main thing that's really annoying now is the 5-piece bonus. So this is one that gives you gold earned and Amrita earned as your basic bonuses, which seems nice for off-screening anyway. And then key recovery speed, but then for 5, auto life recovery, Amrita absorption. So I was like, oh wow, every time you get Amrita for anything, you'll get some life, you'll get that life up thing where you get recovery over time. That sounds great. The amount of life you get back is nothing. So I spent a lot of time trying to get that 5th piece so I could have the full set, but the full set bonus, not that big a deal. On the other hand, I also, along the way, have picked up and hell, maybe I'll show it off here. We can now cosplay also as a Shinto dude. I believe I've got a full set of this, otherwise I shouldn't be recording, because my idea is I'm going to now finish this, I'm going to showcase this level and finish it on screen. So now I've got the full 5 sets of this. Sacred Water, whatever, who cares. Damage taken versus yokai reduced, life recovery from purification, and damage taken versus yokai further reduced. So I can now go around dressed as a Shinto priest. I think I actually prefer not only the look, but also the what I was getting, and the fact that I grinded forever to get it, the merchant stuff. So I'm going to go back to cosplaying as Hideyoshi. Although for on-screening and trying to be as powerful as possible, probably I'm better off with the Shinto stuff because it decreases damage from Shinto maniacs. Or, from... But anyway. So I have cleared out this place except for one door, which I believe there will be some kind of boss fight to end the level on the other side of. But this is where you start. You start down here, you run up here. There is the opening shrine. Here's what's interesting. It's got those, skull hat guys on it instead of regular Kadama. And they do not give you a blessing. They're like, fuck you. No blessing. Otherwise, they work normally. You can buy stuff from them at the Kadama Bazaar. Which, the Kadama Bazaar is making a huge difference to how I play the game, particularly off-screen, because I'm so much more inclined to use ranged weapons now. Matter of fact, I've taken to getting full familiarity with multiple weapons just so that they're worth more Amrita when I sell them. And because I can go buy arrows, I can just use regular arrows, regular matchlock bullets to build up familiarity if I'm off-screening. So that's a thing. I'm working on a new Kasarigama right now just for the hell of it. But anyway, so when you come up here, this is locked, so you have to go this way. You see right off the bat, you got one of these guys. Your best bet here is to kill this dude from behind. Then you got to deal with this guy. I'm still not very good against this enemy type. I could have sworn I evaded that. Oh crap, I didn't realize he was going to stun. Whatever, it's okay. Yankee pelt. Yeah. So now, I've got, oh, and by the way, I've leveled up my magic and ninja quite a bit, trying to increase my capacity to max. So I've got a whole bunch of ninja gear and various magical stings. This guy, I think he's like a ranged guy because he's not that dangerous. It's just that you don't want to be fighting him while you're also trying to deal with the Anki. Here's an interesting one. If you go in there, one of these guys jumps at you from above, so you want to kill him at range. And you do want to kill him because otherwise he eats his friend's corpse and becomes one of the big strong ones. So that's this place cleared. There's nothing particularly going on over here. Oh, there were Kodama in this level too, but I don't remember where they were. So as we run around, there's various corners where there were Kodama hiding out. And if memory serves, they were regular, like, green Kodama. They weren't purple Kodama with crazy skull stuff going on. So there's a guy up here. We want to try to get up to where he is. Oh, he followed me. Doesn't usually do that. I've definitely noted that some of these guys are ranged. They'll, like, shoot cannons out of their goofy monster arms at you, and, yeah. So that gate is open. And these two guys here are usually patrolling around. So you just kind of want to use whatever means are at your disposal to weaken them. Up to and including trying to separate them if at all possible. Which we seem to have done here. Fortunately, they use the Sloth Talisman, giving me a little taste of my own medicine, since I do like to use that against enemies. Naked Steel Kusarigama. So I'll probably just let the let this wear off before I go messing with his friend here. So I'm trying to do this, like, you know, once you get to the end of the level and you've unlocked all the gates, there's a lot of places where you can sneak up on enemies from behind whose positions were set up to ambush you. These guys are all buddy-buddy, apparently. So you noticed the guy dying, but before that you didn't give a shit what was happening, huh? The yokai still, like, sometimes I can just fully stun lock them and kill them. Sometimes, like, they just really mess me up. But I was trying to kill them because they were one of the enemies that was occasionally dropping equipment. Although they tend to just drop elixirs, but... So this is actually open. And then, if you come up this way, I believe this was closed, and you have to get to the other side to open it. Meaning you have to come this way. There's an enemy up there that will sneak up on you. There's an enemy down here who will surprise you if you're, not paying attention. As you can see, I woke up a ranged guy. He's very easy to take out if you're attacking him from behind, but I'm trying to showcase the actual way the level works on your first pass. So because I know I can run up and do this now, I would have had to be a lot more careful before, not knowing where all the enemies were. So anyway, that's these guys. Then we have this special friend. Who I'm just like, what the hell, just blow all of those on him because he is guarding this door, which we open from this side, and takes us back to the beginning of the level. So we did a full loop to get back to the beginning of the level. And then you come up to this, which is, you do have to open, I believe, but you open it from this side. You see those guys over there, you're trying to figure out how to attack them. Well, if you're paying real close attention, which I did get killed by this the first time, there's boulders up there. Guys will push those down at you. So you need to actually run away. And they will get wiped out. Now you've got these stupid firebomb throwing ranged guys. And you just want to run up here to where they're at. And in future runs, when you're coming through here again, you can actually come at this place from up there and sneak up behind these guys and push the boulders yourself. It's awesome. But the first time through, you're going to be coming this way. I think I'm doing this right. Oh, ranged guy. So there's a guy, we want to get him to chase us so that we're not fighting him in where the ranged guy can be pestering us. Yow, yuck. I'm not very good against these guys, actually. I should probably just bite the bullet and use stuff. How did that miss? Yeah, not sure how that one missed. Anyway. Wolfman Jack says this level you were expecting to be a map that you'd already seen, but it wasn't out. Like, I didn't think you could go to Twilight. I thought all the Twilight missions, at least in Nioh, by and large, Twilight missions were maps you'd already seen in the main story, but with, like, souped-up enemies and different enemy placements. And in this, maybe we will find this map later, or maybe this map will be repeated as a side mission map. But generally, you can't get to a Twilight mission. You won't unlock a Twilight mission unless you've already beaten the normal version of that map. So I was surprised to come across a new map as part of a Twilight mission. This guy. So that's easy. Main thing is to try not to alert this guy. Killed a whole bunch of these guys because although they're considered revenants, I know because when I died to them, occasionally it would say I was beaten to death by a revenant, but they still count as humans, which means I was working my way towards some of the Onmyo titles. Now that door there appears to be the end of the level, I'm thinking. I love the frustration when he realizes you're too close for him to shoot you. So now when you come down here, this appears to be the end of the level through here. I have not been at that room yet, but I think it's the end of the level. You come down here, an enemy jumps you here. It does not seem to recur. Or if it does, I have not gone back and searched for it again. You can drop down here. There were various enemies in here. This was, I think, a... oh, yeah, this was like a dark realm or whatever. So some of the enemies that were here didn't recur. I can't showcase them. But there was like a yokai and some other stuff. And when you clear them out, you get a Kadama Shrine. The level-ending Kadama Shrine, pretty much. And, oh, I should have given myself Elemental first before attracting his attention. Quality ingot. And an elixir. And we come out here. Nothing over here, but it might have been a Kadama. I don't know. I think this gate was locked before. And you keep coming down here. Now we get to where this is where those two revenants were hanging around. There was a yokai here. We've basically cleared the level now. Okay? So there you go. I've showcased this entire level. The way that you would have had to play it the first time around. I just don't remember where all the Kadamas were. Took me a while to figure out, like... I hope I made that look relatively easy, but that's because I already know the level. Like, when you don't know where every enemy is going to be, and sometimes they pop out and surprise you, and it can be significantly more challenging. So now, we're kind of at the end of the level here. I don't know what we're going to be facing. I'm going to get a steel talisman going. And, I do have lightning cutting blasts. Those kind of seem to suck, actually. Gust talisman? So now I'm set up where I've got defense, lightning blasts, and sloth, because I have no idea what I'm facing now. Like, everything I've done up to this point, I've known exactly what was coming. Now I don't. So I've got my shuriken, or kunai rather, fire shuriken and poison shuriken, then 5 sloth talismans, 3 lightning damage, and like if this thing turns out to be immune to lightning, I will have set myself up exactly wrong. But otherwise, this is all I got to kill to get to the boss. And I don't even really have to kill this guy. And he's super easy. And I don't know for sure that this is a boss fight at the end of this. It just seems likely. Oh. I wonder if I'm allowed to leave. Doesn't look like I get to leave. If it's just these guys, that's not too bad. Although I don't have the talismans that like knock dudes over easily like I had in the last game. I'm trying to evade away from you. If it's just these two guys, it's not too bad. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is some kind of little mini gauntlet here. Oh, he's giving himself superpower defense. I wouldn't object to that being it. It's not it. Oh man, you guys! I hate you guys. I haven't fought one of you yet in this game, but I hate you from the past. Why'd I do that? Oh, I got a new soul core for it, too. Okay, that worked out pretty well. No, I don't want to end the mission yet. I want to grab the soul core, yeah. Hi, JJ, I've returned from the previous game to mess with you. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Those Tengu things are not my favorite enemies to fight in the Nioh games. But having way over-leveled for this point, and having 5 sloth talismans at my disposal, I really should be able to handle that, and I was able to handle it, so good for me. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, hold on, there's more things to break. You're like all dragon all of a sudden. But, I mean, there could be stuff in here. Although, generally, it's nothing hugely valuable. This will end the mission. Well, there you go. So now I've brought an end to my off-screening in this high-level place. If I'm going to do any more off-screening, I'm going to go back to an earlier level with human enemies, because one of the reasons I finally just got sick of leveling here, even though the Amrita games were good, I was trying to get those Onmyo titles, and they were difficult for me to get because I was trying to get titles for, like, I wanted to switch and use different weapons for variety, and mostly they, like, you know, kill 50 humans with an Odachi, kill 100 humans with an Odachi, kill 500 humans with an Odachi, whatever. There's only, like, 3, quote, human enemies in that level, and they're tough. So I was not making any progress, really, towards those goals. The unsettling aura that pervaded the land has dissipated, and the crimson haze has faded, restoring the sky to its original color. The yokai seem to feed off the twilight, filling them with malign power and driving them into a frenzy. Okay. But I got quality, Umbrasite, a small spirit stone, a Karasu Tengu feather, and Sacred Ash. I got 3 small spirit stones, so that's pretty great. Soul cores were purified and can now be attuned. Enemy sensor, okay. Twilight mission has been changed. Interesting. What is it now? Now it is Traces of the Raging Breeze. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do another Twilight mission. Why the hell not? Sudden gust of wind, the sky turned an ominous shade of red, and a blood-curdling, otherworldly cry shook the earth as the echo subsided and a malevolent air fell upon the land. And I think I recognize that picture, so I think this is a level we've already done. Tatara, a village looking out on the mountain lake, was given its name, which means bellows, due to the iron smelting industry that was located here. Countless drifters settled over the years and formed the backbone of its community now. The once bustling village lies in ruin, and only a select few blacksmiths are permitted to enter the forge found at its heart. Here we go. This is what I thought I was getting into last time. This is a level that I've already done, so I can play around with this off screen and not feel bad that you guys aren't seeing stuff. Because while there'll be different enemy placements and whatnot, I never intended to do all of the Twilight missions on screen. But it does give me a chance to grind and, See if it has human enemies or yokai enemies. That might influence how long I hang out here. It's got ominous music, that's for sure. And once again, they're not going in for no Kodama blessings. They're like, the only Kodama blessing you get is that we don't murder you on the spot. Ooh. No elixir drop. Those guys tend to drop elixirs. Shinto priest hunting garb. So they're dropping the same general quality of loot that they were in the last mission. This music is super ominous. But it's looking like if I was coming here to fight human enemies, this was not the place to be. Well, I'll tell you what I need to do then. Because there were Kodamas to be found before. I didn't bother to check for that. 18. Let's get something with Kodama sensor equipped. Just in case there are Kodamas about the place. And I think I'm just going to play around with this place off screen. And if anything really really cool that I think you guys need to see shows up, I will record a video. But otherwise, I would anticipate this is... Excuse me. Sorry. But based on how previous Twilight missions have gone in the Nioh series, I would guess that this is probably the first roughly half or a third of the map for the second plot mission. And at some point we get to a point where you would continue on to that fort maybe, or the forge, the smith. Probably before we get there, we'll get something where the path ahead is blocked and there's a boss fight, and when you win it, you end the Twilight mission. That's my guess. But I'm not going to bother to do this on screen. I'm going to enjoy the fun and thrill that is off screen, even though I've been doing a ton of that. But, you know, it's keeping me distracted during COVID and chemo and all the other fun things that's happening for me right now. So on the Mysterious JG, when we come back next time, I will have cleared another Twilight mission, or I will clear it while you guys watch. See you then.